Good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is in this great, big, beautiful world we are. And I'm your host this evening. I am Dale Quigley, of course. And Michael John is off on one of his amazing adventures. As always, we miss you. We love you, buddy. We hope you're staying safe out there. As we all know, Michael John just had a birthday this week, so probably still recovering from that. It was a lot of fun. We got to hang out for a little bit. But, you know, folks, we are keeping busy right here at the Paranormal Voice. It's always good to see everybody. Thank for everybody who's going to be tuning in. We appreciate you. We love you. But today's guest is somebody we are very familiar with, a gentleman we had on, I believe it was last year. I don't know. My schedule, my calendar schedule is all messed up, but I believe it was him and his lovely wife we had on here last year. Great couple talking about the paranormal and their amazing technology and their dive into what they are doing and what they're accomplishing and raising the bar within the paranormal field. Like, oh, you know what? It's people like our guest today that are truly amazing because they are always raising the bar. They're doing what they truly love to do, but most of all, they're bringing in an I can't really say a new idea because we've always been trying to communicate with the other side for as long as paranormal has been around. I mean, it goes way back. I think the earliest recordings we can think of, I mean, it was going back to way back to the Ed and Lorraine Warren days, and probably even before that. But right now, so we don't want to waste too much time because I want to bring the gentleman on. He has sent me some amazing clips that we're going to get into. He's going to explain them and kind of really talk about what it is. For those that you've seen him before, you'll know exactly who he is. I mean, you've heard of Staticom. It's been around for quite a while now. We are going to talk more about their updated, what all the uh, new findings they're finding with this equipment, the new levels they've brought it to. So right now, I want to bring back our good buddy, the one, the only, Mr. Tony Rathman.
How you doing, Dale?
Pretty good, buddy. Pretty good. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming back. We're so excited to see you back. I mean, you guys have been doing leaps and bounds since the last time we've talked. I mean, you guys just, I mean, I watch your guys, I watch your Facebook feed, your Instagram, and you guys just don't stop. You guys are everywhere and anywhere testing out what you guys are doing. So you guys have been like bullet trains, full steam ahead since the last time we talked, and it's truly amazing.
Thank you.
What you guys, like I said, you guys are truly appreciated in this field because you are opening all of our eyes to this new technology and what you guys are doing. I mean, it's relatively getting older, but you guys keep upgrading it to new and better ways of doing what you guys are doing. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Uh, hey, Gio, what's going on? Thank you for showing up. It's
Hey, Gio.
you know, we're always trying to keep on top of these guys, but like I said, bullet train is an understatement. What these guys have been doing, like you guys were all over the place. Not too long ago, you were just out at a location doing some more experiments with your equipment.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about that right now. But for people who did not get to see the last show, and if you did, go back and watch it because it was truly amazing. But Tony, can you just explain what Staticom is and
Sure.
where the concept came and how you guys are brought this to life?
Sure. Staticom is kind of a unique communication device, but it was based off of ITC pioneers, including Fredrich Jurgenson, Konstantin Radeva and Marcello Bacci, who used a method called direct radio voice. Now, we were teamed up with another couple when we first began, and they were using a method that they got from somebody else, but they were still using a radio. And so as we learned how it worked, and as a team at that time progressed, we got rid of the radio and replaced the radio with a white noise generator. Now, this was super important because any scientist or skeptic is going to say, wait, you're claiming you're getting voices from the other side, but the device you're using is a radio, which is made to turn RF signal into human speech. How do you determine reception from deception? How do you know who's answering? How do you know it's not just stray radio? And those were super important questions. So we knew the radio had to go away. We had to remove the low-hanging fruit. And the other piece of low-hanging fruit, and it didn't matter whether you were talking about EVP or ITC, instrumental transcommunication, if what was coming through wasn't clear, you would have people debating, trying to figure out what was said. Science would say you're not actually hearing speech, you're hearing warbles and artifacts of sound, and your brain's trying to pattern recognize it and making you think you're hearing something that's really not there. So that was the other thing we needed to clear and make sure that when a voice came through, everyone in the room heard the exact same thing. So those are the processes that we went after. And we went from direct radio voice to Staticom 2.0. And then at 2.0, our former partners and us said, you know what? We kind of got difference of opinions on what we want to do, what our next step should be for it. Why don't you guys go your way? We'll go ours. So that's what we did. And that was when we ripped the entire Staticom 2.0 apart and rebuilt everything. It maybe resembles the original 2.0 by maybe 25%. Everything else, the way it interprets, the way it brings in signal, everything is completely different. But what that allowed us to do was two things. One, to clear the voices even farther. And two, keep that clarity. The concern with 2.0 is we'd get a sentence or two that was clear, and then it would disappear. And it may disappear for 30 seconds. It may disappear for 5 minutes. Sometimes it may disappear for a day or two until we could get the clarity back. Well, that problem's been solved with 3.0. We figured out what was causing it. We corrected it, and the voices are now clear, and they stay clear. And that clarity won't go away until the entities either stop speaking or we shut the machine off.
Wow. With it being so clear, that only brings even more Class A EVPs, as we like to call them in the paranormal field. When people use for anybody out there that's ever used a spirit box or even just white noise, sometimes it's really hard to make out what they're saying. But the stuff you guys have been doing and some of the audio files that you've sent me here, it's like other people just talking in the room. And
Correct.
That is mind-blowing in itself, because then you cannot deny what is being said and what the message clearly is, because for the longest time, most of us will be like, well, I think he said Tony, but it could be maybe he said Teddy. I don't know, because that staticness, it's for anybody that understands the human ear, it's very sensitive, and a lot of noise, it kind of protects itself.
Correct.
So it does drown itself out to protect the eardrum from bursting. But when you're listening to anybody who's heard the static noise or the white noise, it is. I mean, I've gotten headaches doing investigations,
Right.
so it's very short bursts that I'll ever use my spirit box. But what this is doing is making it so much easier and being able to go much longer to do an EVP session
Right.
and get results of what you guys are doing. I mean, this is more groundbreaking than ever that you guys really tuned in and got rid of, updated and clarified even more. Oh, there's your lovely wife chiming in right now.
Ah, there she is. Hey, Shree.
Sorry,
but
can't be here with us right now. Yeah, so let's just get into some of these. I don't know if you wanted to go in any particular order, but I will give you the title that's at the bottom of it, and so you kind of know.
All right,
which
I think I have a pretty good idea of the ones I sent you, but if you have one called DRV Bacci, let's start with that one.
I don't. It's probably the one I missed, because I've got one that says Staticom 3.0 response, and then chip Platinum Staticom Staticom initial, and then Staticom fourth, and then I've got one that says Strain 3.0. I think that's the only ones I got in here.
Okay, well then let's start with one of the 2.0. The original one I sent, or the one I was talking about, I thought I sent it. Maybe I didn't. I literally ran through so people could hear the changes in vocals from DRV to Staticom to 2.0 to 3.0. But you can play one of the 2.0. I think there should probably be.
I think that's this one right here.
Okay.
I hope this is the one, because. Oh, come on. Add to the stage.
There should have been more than that. I don't think the whole thing.
Maybe.
Can you say Tony? Did you just say Rathman? Yep. So you know who I am. Can I know who you are? Yes, sir. Thank you. Who am I speaking to?
So that was that clip there. Now, was that one of the 2.0 ones?
Yeah, that's 2.0.
Okay.
There was a second name after that, though. I don't know what happened to that. First guy said, "I'm Chip Patton," and then, yep, it's Harold Patter. That's the second.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that is, I mean, that one there, I mean, you got to listen to it a couple times. I know I had to listen to it a couple times and not look at the writing you put at the bottom, because I wanted to try to make out what it was saying.
Yeah, we actually did research on that too. We put out EVPs with completely wrong wording, and people came back to us and said, "Well, I heard it, but I did not hear what you wrote." Because everyone always said, "Well, if you put what you're hearing, that makes me hear it." It may have a small influence, but it's not that powerful to override what you're actually hearing.
Yeah. The as I like to say it, it's the power of suggestion. When I send people stuff, even in photos, I don't like to. When I send somebody a photo, I don't like to say what I see in the photo. I want people to tell me what they see in the photo. Because if I tell you, "Oh, I see a face in the distance," you're going to say, "Oh yeah," because your mind is telling you you're looking for a face, and you'll find it, right?
Right.
Because our minds will do that. So the power of suggestion, absolutely, it is. I never like to tell people, "Well, what do you hear?" Because, like I said, with white noise or spirit boxes, it is maybe what I was thinking at the time, and I could be totally wrong. Like I could be thinking, answering a question. It may not be yes or no, but I'm looking for a name, and I could be thinking of a name, and of course I hear that name because in
Right.
my mind I'm already thinking about it. So my mind is going, okay, then this is what it's got to be, and that's where even more being in the paranormal field, you really got to know how the mind and eyes work because you could trick your mind in to see and hear whatever it is you truly want to hear. And going into an investigation, you have to be truly open minded to receive what's going on in the environment around you. And like your Staticom is exactly doing that. It is picking up the environment around it and talking to you guys.
Right. It's
So
two-way communication, but you're absolutely right. Your mind can play lots of tricks on you, which is why it was so important to get rid of all the static, move away from spirit boxes that not only have static, but then throw in fragments of audio from radio stations. And then you're trying to pick out sentences out of all that mess. Staticom runs clean. There is no other noise outside of voice. And now the voice for the third time has been clarified. And like I said, this was 2.0, so 3.0 is even better.
So I think I got one here. It says 3.0 initial. So this must have been your first.
Yeah, is there another 2.0? I think there's one more 2.0.
Just let me look in my download file here. Maybe
Sure.
I thought I clicked them all, but I mean, sometimes it's.
Sure, I understand. No worries.
Okay, here we go.
Should be one called Energy of the Mind. If not, no big deal.
Yeah, I think the only one that no, that's a photo.
Okay, if it's
Okay,
not there,
yep.
it's not a problem.
I thought I grabbed all the file, but we're going to play this one. So this one must be roughly around the first testing stages that you guys filmed.
Is this initial?
Yeah.
Okay, so I wasn't even done building yet.
Oh, okay.
And these voices showed up. And Cherie grabbed her phone, hit record, and she started asking questions. This is what we're referring to now about it having full two-way communication, where 2.0, we'd get an answer or two, and then it would go away. 3.0 doesn't do that. Oh, that's not initial.
No, that's this one here. Here we go. Go on.
Who are you trying to find? You're nervous. What?
Right there.
Yeah. Are you trying to send us a message?
Roger. Roger meaning yes or Roger meaning Roger?
Are you talking about Roger Martin?
I think it ends itself there. I don't know if that was the full clip.
No, it wasn't. Looks like it froze.
Okay, just let me see. Oh,
That's a different clip.
oh, that's a different one. Okay. So that one there, we were getting some pretty, like you could hear that even from where she was standing.
Right.
You could hear it as clear as day when he said Roger,
Martin.
nervous, Martin. Yeah. Now, obviously, this was taken in your studio in your house.
Correct.
So, are these entities, spirits, whatever we want to call them, are these present in your house, or is this you were just asking and they were popping in?
Well, we don't believe they have to come here at all. We
Right.
don't believe spirits are bound to time and space. It's a non-locality feature of being on the other side. They can answer from anywhere. So,
Okay.
People have asked us, have you done tests to determine if there's any residual energy in the room after doing a session? Well, there's not. It would be no different than if I went over to the neighbor's house, sat down for an hour in the chair, had a cup of coffee with them and had a conversation. When I got up and left, you could check the chair for heat, and my body heat would be left on the chair.
Yes. Yeah.
But if him and I were doing that over the internet, there'd be no of my residual energy in his house because I wasn't there. It's the same way with communicating with Staticom. They do not physically need to be
there.
Correct.
They just need to answer. Now, have you guys actually thought about this? Because this was my mind was opened a little while ago. I'm not sure if you are familiar with Deb and RJ DeRoos, the ones that run the UFO
Sure.
Contact event.
Very, very much so.
So one day, me and RJ were having a conversation, and we're talking about EVPs, and the first thing he says are you sure all the EVPs that you've ever captured are spirit related? Now, could they be ET related? Now, have you guys ever gotten a message that doesn't necessarily would fit into saying that you guys are not just communicating with the other side, but possible ET interaction in any of these tests that you guys have been doing?
Well, the one question everyone always asks us is, how do you know who you're speaking to?
Right.
The bottom line is we don't.
Right.
It's audio only. The only way we can get an understanding of who we're speaking to is by asking questions like, when were you born? Who was president when you died? That gives us an indication that they were at one time human. Hopefully the answer to those questions will give us a time frame under which they lived, and then research can be done.
Right.
But if something of an extraterrestrial nature or a multi-dimensional nature was to use the box to communicate, in order for us to understand what they were saying, they would have to speak in either English or a language my wife understood, Japanese, Tagalog. And if they were to do that, we can't see them. We don't know what they look like. And they would be speaking our language. Right. So it's really hard to determine by audio alone, because we don't know where the message is coming from. We don't know the transaction of how it gets here. All we can do is focus on the answer given and what that answer is. Is it possible that we could be speaking to something extraterrestrial or multidimensional? Absolutely it is. People who have UFO encounters say, well, they were speaking to me, but they weren't moving their mouth. Well, if they have the ability to send messages through telepathy, there'd be absolutely no reason why they couldn't do exactly what we believe spirits or consciousness is doing to send messages through Staticom.
Yeah, because the technology and the advancement you guys are doing, I mean, it's far beyond what regular spirit boxes are doing. So, I mean, the technology, the software you guys are using, it's like there's a few other people that I follow that are using just digital recorders and getting some pretty amazing ET activity responses, especially when they're asking like questions about events that are happening right now, and they're giving direct answers. So I mean, it is very possible if people are doing a recorder, you guys could definitely be doing it with what you guys are doing, and it would be so interesting to have you guys even tried an experiment to connect with the extraterrestrials, or is it just spirit related, or do you guys just ask general questions to see who's going to come in?
Well, 3.0 is only about maybe 4.5 months old. It's still relatively new. We've begun the research questions. We did a session last week, and we've got additional tests. Matter of fact, I have a full Faraday cage coming that blocks out absolutely every known man-made signal, radio, cell phone, satellite, just to be 100% sure that we're not picking up anything that we're not aware of.
Right.
But this cage will encompass the entire method, blocking anything, any signal from entering it. And if the voices are still there, we know they're not coming from here, from this house, or from any signal in the atmosphere. Now, we don't believe they are anyway, but it was a test suggested to me by a friend, and we're going to be doing it tonight. But we've done lots of tests trying to get individuals. We don't have any knowledge of anything communicating being extraterrestrial. But again, how would we know? If they're speaking our language in a normal tone of voice, we wouldn't know.
Right. And I agree with Geo here. Yeah, I mean, what you guys have is you don't have to wait and review anything. You guys already know what's being said. You don't. I mean, the only research you have to do is if it's giving you a name, you got to figure out what that name relates to and where it's coming from, and so you can find out the history that way, and then that will proceed with other future question or tests to go, okay, you came through before as a Roger Martin, Roger, is this truly you? Give me something, and then you guys would.
Well, they were asking for Roger, and Roger Martin is a partner of ours that works with us on Staticom.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's interesting. There we go. But yeah, no, I mean, this is what I love about what you guys are doing. You guys are kind of cutting the corner of us going out there, recording for 2, maybe even a whole night, because some people leave recorders going all night long and then go back and have to listen to 8 hours worth of data just to see if they get something, where you guys are just asking a question. You guys are getting it in real time as you guys hear it.
Right.
And then it leads to the whole investigation part of it, because now you're going to say, okay, this is who we need to talk to. Let's focus in on this because we have a name now.
Correct. It elevates the research from wondering if you got a response to evaluating the responses given, and then asking secondary and third versions, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh versions to get more information based off of the original response.
Right.
Because
and the location.
Right.
And the location as well. I mean, I don't know if we covered this the last time we talked to you guys, but when you guys go into a location, do you guys do any research of the location so that if a name comes up, you automatically know that it's associated with that property? Or is it something that says, okay, we got a name, can somebody just go outside and Google it, please?
Yeah, we usually do the research once we get the information. I know a lot of people like to know the information first so they can catch it. If a name is given that they know then is associated, we like it the other way around, because we can clearly hear what's being said. It's also recorded, so we can go back and listen to it a second time, third time if necessary. But I'd rather get it not knowing it than the other way around.
And I'm with you. I like to go into any location, blank mind, less knowledge as possible, because that also too can contaminate because you could be saying, you could read something about a location, go in there and have that name on your brain, and then once again, your mind is putting it forward.
Right.
When it maybe by not necessarily coincidence, but that name does appear because, like you said, they don't have to be there in order to speak
Right.
with your device. I mean, you could be looking for a Tony in this location, but a Tony in a different location is coming through in a totally different name, and he's going to answer you questions, and you're going, well, it doesn't make sense, right? And then you're going to walk away from that investigation going, well, yeah, we had the name Tony, but he was a carpenter. He wasn't a blacksmith. And why is this guy talking about blacksmith stuff?
Right. Right.
So, I mean, that is truly amazing. So, I want to get to as many of these as I possibly can. So, I'm going to go to one that it is titled Staticom 3.0 Response.
Okay. So this was the next night. I came home from work, turned it on. I wanted to see if it was still functioning like it did when we set it up the night before. And this is going to truly show you when I'm talking about this is two-way communication, this is going to show it.
All right.
Rathman, I heard you say Rathman. Yes. What did you want to say to Roger? It's Tony. Spirits, can you hear me? Yes, okay. That was a loud voice that just answered. What's your name? That's a strange name. How many spirits are here with us right now? A lot? A lot, yeah, that's what I thought you said. Because there's so many of you, is that why all the background chatter? They're talking? Do you have any messages for us?
Seemed to have cut off again, but that's okay. I was close to the end.
I mean, wow, you were having a full-blown conversation right there. I mean,
Right.
answering you word for word, saying your name multiple times, and even say, ask Tony.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously, they have questions for you as well.
Correct.
I mean, and that's next level is when they're starting to ask you questions compared to you always asking the questions, because
Right.
now that really clarifies they really do see us,
Yep.
and they're obviously very curious of how you are talking with them.
Correct.
So, I mean, that's bringing a very different view.
Well, I mean, you heard that woman say, Roxy, he's talking to us.
Right.
Like, surprised by it.
Right. And it kind of goes with the story that Andrea Parent tells in her book about the time her mother was standing in her kitchen and she saw a gentleman sitting at the table.
Yep.
And then looked, and it was like they could see her because they were staring right at her from the other side. And it's like, wow, it was like that was truly mind blowing. But them starting to ask you questions like, wow, I mean, I've got to say, what is the most interesting question you've been asked so far through the device?
I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. I mean, it's coming up on 4 years of this research with
Right.
machine progressing. So there's been so many of them that we've just gone, wow. I think the last clip we're going to play on this episode is probably the one in my mind that sticks out the most prevalent, because knowing the responses we can get, knowing that they won't give future events, but have no problem giving us information from things that have already occurred. My wife and I want to use this for cold cases. So when police cannot determine which angle to go, that Staticom might be able to provide information to redirect them.
All right, so I've got one that is labeled fourth. I don't know.
Yep, fourth round.
Fourth round, yes.
Okay, yeah, you can play that one next. This is, I think, another night, maybe the one after the one we just played. But again,
there's one that says I want to say that it's probably swearing because the way you've got it worded.
Yep, it is.
That's the two that I have left to play yet.
Really? There's not one called Lennon?
Let me go back in here again. I was going through them and I thought I was downloading as everything that you sent me. That's that one. That's a picture. That's a response. Initial round 4. Just let me go back real quick because I can open up this because I can download it right on the spot.
No problem, but you can play either one of those two that you just mentioned. That's fine, and then we can.
So let me get back over. Got my screen blocking my side here. Here we go.
Either one of them doesn't matter which.
Okay, so let's see. I got we played that one. Energy of your mind.
That was the one I was looking for before. Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
Oh, here it is, right here. Okay, I just
save the Lennon one for last though.
Okay. All right. Might take a few minutes to pop over. So yeah, while that one's downloading, and then I can load it right up to the studio as soon as it finishes.
Yeah, no worries.
So let's play this one here that says fourth response.
Sure.
And then we can. You said you wanted to save that one for last.
The Lennon one, the one you're uploading for last. Yep.
Okay. So let's play this one here.
Time what? Well, I can hear you when you whisper, you know that, right? Spirits, if you're not familiar with this device is called Staticom. If you heard me say Staticom. That's better.
Now, can you say Staticom for me, please?
Alright, Spirits, if you don't want to say Staticom, let's play another game. What am I holding in my hand? Glasses, thank you. Thank you very much. How about pineapple? Can you say pineapple? Oh, perfect, thank you. How come you can't say Staticom like that?
It's one word.
It's one word, Staticom. Have you not been able to talk to humans before? If you can hear me, spirits, say elephant.
Do you know Tony?
It's me. If we use this device to help cold cases, Will you answer the question? Yeah, sure. You bet. Thank you.
That will help.
That'll help a lot.
So, that's a pretty good indication that, we've asked them before, if we do and use Staticom for cold cases, will you guys answer that? And they have said on multiple occasions, yes, we'll answer.
And that's truly amazing right there. All right, let's see. This one came in. How come it's not in my download file? I know it's downloaded. It just told me it was. Trying to see why it's not transferring over now. Yeah, sorry about that. It's
okay.
It's now it's playing a little bit of hide and seek on me here. Yeah, I see it in one list, but my other list that I'm getting through StreamYard here, it's not on that list of what's everything that I've just downloaded. Huh, that is so weird. Technology, gotta love it. But and that is, that is going to be so much more helpful in cold cases and problem solving, like even current crimes.
Right.
With active cases that are going on right now, it's like being able to lead the police in a direction that would help them find the evidence that they're truly looking for. I've heard very similar cases with people using just regular like digital recorders. But this here, the police can be right there with you and ask the questions that they want, and they will
hear it themselves.
Hear it themselves without you saying, "Well, this is what he's telling you," because they don't know how to hear through white noise, right?
Well, the other good part is that they hear it directly. There's not a third party interpreting what sensation or information they're getting and then them interpreting it to you. You are literally hearing it as it's being said.
That's, and that's, why is this not opening now? Oh, wait. See, I got it open in the other file, but it will not transfer over to this file. I don't know why that is. That is very strange, and my computer likes to mess with me like that every once in a while. But so that is remarkable. So we are going to play this last one that I have that it was able to load, which obviously contains some swear words. So if anybody's offended by swear words, I don't think it's anything too graphic that we haven't said on a daily basis, but but this you never know what's going to come out of what your responses are going to be.
Right. That's very true.
So let's play this one.
Okay, great. What am I holding in my hand? Spirits, can we play a little game? Sure? Okay, great. What am I holding in my hand? Spectacles, I heard, yeah. What else? What's the other name for this? What am I holding? Not holding shit. What are these? What's the other name for this? Spectacles is right. What's the other name?
Well, they weren't shy in saying that, you know, making it sound like they knew they said something to that response is like, oh shit, got caught. um, oh, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, I pushed my volume down. I apologize. I can actually play the last one if you can't load it.
Yeah, no, please. Yeah, go.
So let me explain now. Again, this is along the lines of using this for cold cases. But when I had completed the upgrade to 3.0, and matter of fact, it was the same night, Shree came into the room and said, "I've got some bad news." And I said, what's going on? And a childhood friend of Cherie's, who was in politics, and a friend of mine, because the multiple trips we've taken over there, I've met him, we've hung out. He was shot and murdered a few days before we did this clip. So because Staticom 3.0, the final upgrade was done, I said to Cherie, just ask some questions. Let's see if we can find anything out. Let's see if this works. So what I'm about to play is actually the questions that we asked. What you're not going to see, hold on, I'm trying to read here. Okay. What you're not going to see is us, because this was kind of emotional. So you're only going to hear the questions that we ask, but you're going to get an indication of how well we believe this will work for cold cases. So if you can just add what I put into to the screen.
Oh, there it is.
All right, so here's that clip.
Yes, he was shot. Lenin, did you know that you were shot? Do you have a message for your family? To your mom? I saw you how they shot you. Or shoot you. Lenin, kilala mo ba kung sinong bumaril sa'yo? Yes, para mabigyan ka ng hustisya. Kilala mo ba kung sinong bumaril sa'yo? Just give me the name, Lenin, so I can help you. Did you know how you were killed? Lenin was shot and killed last Monday.
Lenin, do you know who did it or not? Yes. Can you give a name, please? Let's start with first name. What's his first name? Christian. A name? Was Christian a name? Was Christian a first or last name? Okay, first name. Do you have a last name?
So to get a first and a last name given to us when we asked who did it, that's crazy. Now, do we know that that's accurate? No, not yet, because no information has been released. But we were just going to hold on to it. And then we thought, you know what? If we hold on to it and anything in there is correct, no one's going to believe us. So let's release it prior.
Yeah. And I mean, that would be a perfect way to introduce it to law enforcement. Say, hey, we did this a week later. You guys are now just coming out with a name.
Right.
Whenever it does come out, say, we got this back then, and this is how this technology works and how it could be useful to you guys.
Right.
Which then, I mean, wow, that's some pretty powerful stuff. He was truly relaying some truly amazing messages like, I love you, I miss you, I'm sorry. I mean, that is it truly goes to show that they do grieve on the other side when they do pass.
There's not a sentence in there that didn't absolutely make sense to who he was, what he liked to do. I mean, you can hear him say, I partied just last weekend.
Right.
And another spirit said, wait, he's apart from his money. He liked money. He did. He liked money. He was very generous man, but he did. He liked his. So there's not a thing in there that Sheree and I just didn't go, oh my gosh, this is absolutely incredible.
Right. Yeah, no, that is truly amazing stuff. And I mean, it's only going to get more exciting as you guys do more and more testing and refine it to a point, like you said, where people like law enforcement can use it to solve not only cold cases but current cases,
right?
Which will add a whole new level to crime solving and capturing people before they get away and it goes too long and becomes a cold case.
Right.
Makes it less and less likely a cold case can come about. I mean, I enjoy watching those shows like 48 Hours, where if you can't catch the person in 48 hours, and then it's like it's getting harder and harder to catch them. But what you are proving out there is like, even after a week, you guys got a potential name.
Right.
Later. So yeah, that is truly amazing. Like,
thank you.
God bless you guys. I mean, you guys are once again, groundbreaking technology and what you guys are doing. So if you guys want to see more of what this device can do, it's been featured on a lot of shows. It's been on Destination Fear Season 4, Episode 12, I believe I'm reading here. Sam and Colby's show, Hell Week. You've been to the Conjuring House with this?
Not with this device, no.
That was with 2.0.
No, our former partners were there with theirs.
Oh,
Sheree
okay.
and I have not had Staticom in the Conjuring House.
Okay, I'm just
no
list of stuff where it's been, but so you guys can go back, check out Destination Fear Season 4, Episode 12, Sam and Colby's Hell Week 2024. I know you guys were just, I believe I was reading, you were just someplace doing an experiment someplace.
Yeah, we've got ones coming up too, but we've been doing experiment after experiment after experiment. Like I said, we got a big one coming up with the Faraday cage that actually just showed up. I saw my wife bring it in from the UPS driver. So that one's coming up. But we are always testing. We did about running it live for about 4 hours in Bullion Plaza in Globe, Arizona, or Miami, Arizona, actually. But we have got some big plans to get this tested far beyond what just our abilities are. And I don't want to say anything yet, but they're starting to come together to get this truly looked at by actual science, actual scientists in lab testing, similar to what Marcello Bacci did. So that's the goal right now.
And that's truly exciting. So I'm going to ask you, you probably have a list of places you would love to take this device and use it. Where would be maybe your top 2 places you hope to be able to test this equipment at?
Well, one of them hopefully we'll be doing in 2026, but the Diplomat Hotel in Baguio City, Philippines. Last time we were there, we did not have Staticom, but to be able to run Staticom there will be phenomenal. And then, of course, there's places like Lep Castle, overseas. We'd love to take it there. But, you know, I'm trying to remember the name. It's not Hibachi. I can't remember the name. Anyway, the Haunted Forest in Japan, would love to take it to. You know, there's location after location after location to see what would be possible. So it's an endless array of locations, and it's an endless array of questions to ask it to see what kind of answers you can get. I mean, people say, well, did you ask how the pyramids were built? Did Atlantis really exist? Can we ask those? Absolutely we can. But every question ticks the time away that we have to advance it, to do the research, to make sure everything's functioning, to keep it being upgraded, which we will continue to do until the day we pass away. And then hopefully somebody else will take it on from where we left off. But yeah, it's a super time consuming endeavor, no doubt about that.
Absolutely. So I'm going to give you this opportunity to promote where you guys are doing, channels you guys, all your social media pages, and any upcoming appearances you guys are doing to talk about Staticom. So
sounds
all
great.
yours.
All right. The first place to look is a website, which is entityvoices.com. There is a full Staticom section with podcasts we've done, speeches we've done, evidence that all sorts of different versions of Staticom have captured. There is a blog with articles about next steps for Staticom, theories of how we believe under analytic idealism that consciousness is the ontological primitive of life and is the number one building block. Without it, you can't perceive life, you can't measure it, you can't do anything after. So consciousness has to come first. There's articles about how just the normal nightly pattern of sleep shows that consciousness has to be a duality of mind-body and not consciousness being something that's created by the brain, which materialistic science says. Other sites, Facebook, Tony Rathman. We have Staticom page on Facebook. We've got Entity Voices page. So there's quite a few Facebook pages. We have Twitter. We have Instagram. If you just look under Staticom or Tony Rathman, you'll come right across them.
That is truly amazing. Are you guys going to be doing any talks?
Yes, we will be in Halifax, Canada at the Canadian Paranormal Symposium on November 1st.
Got it. I Now I got to mark that down because I would love to travel to Halifax. I mean, I love Halifax. Halifax is a beautiful city. I mean, I would like to see you guys use that at the oh my god, now the name is eluding me. The fort that's there. Because when I was there, actually, I caught a lot with just my naked ear. I was in the gun bunker where they stored all the gunpowder and stuff, and I was the only one in there, and I kept hearing, "Get me more, get me more."
Wow.
And I was like looking around, and I'm like, "Get you more of what?" And that's all I kept saying was, "Get me more." So I was thinking like more gunpowder.
Gunpowder,
But when I get the name, I will send it to you. It's the Citadel. That's it. The Citadel in Halifax. Pretty amazing place. Like I said, caught a lot of boys, caught a lot of shadow people there too. Yeah, Halifax. I'm gonna have to write that down because it would be.
Yeah, that's November 1st.
All right.
Then in September, the 3rd through the 6th, I believe, we'll be presenting at Phenomicon in Vernal, Utah, which is literally right between the two TV shows that are out there, Skinwalker Ranch and Blind Frog Ranch. So all those members of Skinwalker Ranch will be at Phenomicon as well, speaking. So we're excited about that. And then we've got all sorts of other smaller events here in Arizona and things that are coming up that we plan to do. Roger.
Speaking of Roger, here he is.
Yes, that's Roger Martin. That's the one who they were calling out.
Oh, that is so interesting. So Tony, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to come on and give us an update of where Staticom is right now and where it's going in the future. And like I said, we are always going to keep track on you guys. Would love to have you guys back again with more updates in the future, what you guys have been doing with Staticom to inform our audience. And guys, yeah, check these guys out. Follow them on all their social media. If you can have an opportunity to get out Phenomicon, or if you live in Canada, go to Halifax. It's a beautiful time of the year out there. And I'll make my way out there. So I would love to meet you guys in person.
That'd be awesome.
And sit down and talk with you guys and hang out for a while and grab some drinks.
Yeah, that would be way cool.
But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Keep up. Staticom. Like I said, guys, it is the new wave of communication with the other side. And like I said, we don't know where this is going to go. Maybe someday in the future we'll be talking to aliens through this. They'll be able to definitely communicate through a device like yours. So guys, like I said, go follow them on all their social medias. And if you get an opportunity, go out and meet these guys because they are truly an amazing couple. And like I said, what you guys are doing is truly mind-blowing. And
thank you, Dale. We appreciate
you guys it. I love it, and I love people who think outside the box, and that's exactly what you guys are doing. So guys, that's going to do it for us in the Paranormal Voice. I want to say thank you too much to everybody who was on the side commenting and all that. For those that are going to be watching the show later on or a week from now, or over on KGRA Digital Media or over on the XL network, follow us, subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So hopefully that'll be our goal for 2025. And in the meantime, folks, we will not be back next week. Next week is Father's Day. So we're going to allow all the fathers to hang out with the kids and enjoy a day with them. So we'll be back a week after that. In the meantime, and in between time, like Michael John likes to say, is always happy huntings.